Hi guys, good evening. It's Yvette Aisha Battle, the Black Sober Social Worker. And this evening, I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about something that's super deep. Matter of fact, it's really simple. And it's boundaries, right? We have to come to a point in our life where we recognize that boundaries are necessary. They're absolute. They are requirements. Everybody should not have access to you. And I mean that definitely physically, but mentally and spiritually, they should not. And people shouldn't have the opportunity to earn certain parts of you. If I go to school, if I go to class, I share a part of myself because I'm a vocal person. In class, I like to share, I like group discussions, so I'm sharing a part of me. But that doesn't mean everybody gets to be invited to my house. That doesn't mean everybody can ask me to borrow some money. It doesn't mean that everybody gets every secret. But I have let a select few in because God has told me that it would be productive to their life that I allow them to know some interpersonal things about myself. And it is actually, I grew 2 best friends from doing that. But at the same time, at the same token, there's people that I've had in my life for a minute, and I've come to a conclusion that some people are temporary, some people are for a season, some people are for a reason. I believe that people that are here for a season was here for a reason. Whatever that reason might have been, that taught me a lesson. People always say, either it's a lesson or it's a blessing. No, lessons are blessings. My failed marriage was a very short-lived lesson. It taught me some very valuable tools about myself, what I will put up with, what I will not, what I have to learn about when it comes to trying to control another person and their outcome. You can't make people do anything. So I learned a lot from that lesson, which turned into a great blessing. It actually pushed me to Christ. But I just want to speak about how with boundaries, I'm a person that usually I allow people to have access to me, and then you have that chance to tarnish that. And I usually give people quite a few chances, probably more than I should. And there comes a point where you have to realize that before something, either you do something that's unhealthy, that can get you in trouble, or having a long-lasting resentment in your heart, you have to make a simple, like I said in the beginning of the clip, a simple decision to say, okay, right now, this is not a part of my life I can allow you into. You're breaking boundaries, you're disrespecting, you're violating, And it could be people that you loved your whole life. I'm at a part of my life, I don't care if you're my mama or my daddy. I don't care if you're a friend I've had since day one. If I see and you are showing me that you are not conductive and conducive, I don't think conductive was right. If you're not conducive and showing that you are productive to my well-being and my future, then I cannot allow you to have that kind of access to me. Because right now, my recovery, which I do not worry about ever using again, I didn't say sobriety. My recovery, which is me getting better mentally and physically and spiritually, it needs to be protected every single day, every minute of the day. And there's nothing I can allow to jeopardize that. And if by loving people from a distance is something that we have to do to protect that, then you need to do that. And don't feel bad for it. You might a couple times go back and try it again and realize, okay, this is not where I need to be at. This is not a person that I need to allow into this type of dynamics is not what we can do right now. And maybe it might have been at that point. There might have been a point in time where y'all were very close. But people grow, people don't, people move at different paces. But again, you have to set a boundaries. We are so quick to pray, and I do. We pray Psalms 91 for protection. But what good is praying that prayer if we're allowing access to people in their sin, people in their demonic activities, people who are just, it don't have to be sin. It can just be we're not at the same place no more. What I thought was fun before is not where I'm at 8 years later. What I thought was funny or music or, that clothing. I mean, people are still allowed to have their own style. I'm not saying we all have to agree on everything. But if what you're doing is not spiritually growing, and it is detrimental to my growth, I have to cut a boundary. The Bible tells us in a lot of scriptures. I'm actually going to put that in the comments. I'm going to give you a link that teaches how it's biblically sound to set boundaries. And do not allow people to give you the guilt trip. That is manipulation, and manipulation is a form of witchcraft. Don't make, oh, you brand new, or you think you all that, or you holier than thou. No, I just in a part of my life where I'm protective of me, I'm protective of my children, I'm protective of my marriage, I'm protective of my relationship with God. And if you are dangerous to any of those things and more, I can't think of it this time, then we can't rock in the same way. And it's no hard feelings. Matter of fact, I have to cut it off before it turns into hard feelings. And love you from a distance and still pray for you. People often, when I've told people I'm praying for you, and they think I'm being funny, no, I'm dead serious. I am praying for you. Why wouldn't I? I have nothing but the best interest for anybody. Even I pray for my enemies, people that have done me wrong. And I encourage you to do the same. So don't feel bad for cutting somebody off. For you keep lending them money and they never paid you back or didn't pay you back on time. Sometimes you're not supposed to lend money to people. If they have a curse on their life because they're not tithing, or they're not being responsible with their money, then you have every right to say, I can't keep giving you money. You okay? If somebody is not responsible with time, or getting things done on assignments, I knew who I could not, as much as I love them, who could be responsible for handling my wedding. And the two people I hired, I knew they were going to do the job, and they did it with love. You just have to know, there's some people in my life that are still active. I can't rock with you right now because I have a hero syndrome where I try to save the world, and I can't do that. It's not my job. I'm not God, and neither are you. So this is a little bit of a long video, but just know that it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no, sis. You have too much going on. And my child came back talking about he smoked smoke, or he heard this song, and say no. You can't come back over there, baby. They can come over here. Nothing wrong with that, sis. See how I said you can still welcome them over here? And if those children are rough or whatever, that's another conversation. That's another boundary. You can have a best friend and their child doesn't play fair. You can't go over there. My mom had a lot of friends that I could not play with their kids because their kids didn't have the same value systems that we had. And they were not, they weren't nice. So I'm just trying to give examples just to make this really clear that it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to stop answering the phone and block your number from Tyrone. Okay? It's okay that every time he texts and says, oh, I'm just seeing if you're okay. It's been a week. I'm okay. I don't need you to keep texting me. You are not obligated to answer that text. He's just trying to stay connected to you, sis. Set boundaries, stick to them, and go with God. I love you guys. Have a blessed night on purpose. And please follow me on Instagram at Yvette Aisha Battle, the Black Sober Social Worker. And on YouTube, please subscribe, guys. Please, I need your support and I need your encouragement. Have a blessed day on purpose and in person purpose. Good night.